Pearson. Hello everybody, this is Daily Recall on August 2nd, 2026. I'm Tom Stoukas coming to you from Sarnia, Ontario. Sunday, a long weekend, civic holiday. Hopefully everybody's having a nice long weekend. It's supposed to be a nice day tomorrow, so at least I know it rained all day today, so I know it would have sucked for people outside. But tomorrow's supposed to be nice and sunny. I'm gonna go see Spider-Man after, and hopefully it looks good. I just hope nobody talks during the movie. I hate when people talk during the movie. So what's the big thing? It's horrible. This is a very disturbing stuff coming from some Canadian police forces. It seems like a new one every day. You're hearing stuff. So you got concerning stuff. We already knew there was problems with the police forces in Canada with their DEI woke policy, recruiting all these foreigners into their forces, corruption, all that stuff. So now they're starting to get on this, because the government just passed this hate legislation, Bill C9, and now they're starting to pick that up and say, hey, we're going to start prosecuting this, and here's how you can report crime. And it's like, oh man, we don't spend millions and millions of dollars on police for them to worry about some person whose feelings got hurt. But that's what they're doing. So we had the Edmonton police sent out a thing. I think they deleted it on X, but not on Facebook. Basically saying, here's how to report hate crime. And the list of stuff is basically everything's a hate crime. If you say something bad to somebody, it's a hate crime. And now, the police, it's basically what's going on in the UK when they go to the people's houses and bug them about their Facebook posts or whatever. And that's what the police force in Edmonton wants to bring. And then Durham region has been posting stuff on hate speech and how to report it. And then Windsor, and who knows who's in Regina, they approved the mosque call to prayer. So the police forces across Canada are going to use this new legislation that seems like it's weird. It's very it's concerning on so many levels, because first of all, maybe the police should be worried about stopping rapists and murderers and fentanyl dealers and terrorists, and and not worry about people's hurt feelings. So that's one thing. We spend millions of dollars on police. And they always ask every year. They're always asking for more. Second, it's kind of like communist shit, like no free speech at all. Like you can't say shit without, you're always going to offend somebody. I was, and now you're giving them just more ammunition for people to waste the police and court resources, calling. I'll give you a good example here. Someone called the cops on me. I was at this festival or some family day, fun day thing in the park. And they had a bouncy castle. And for some reason, they had all Indians as volunteers for the event. I'm talking Indian dudes here on student visas. Not Indian dudes who are Canadian and live here. Just foreigners as volunteers for an event where little children, so basically they're supervising little children in the bouncy castle. So saying, wait here, this is the lineup, one at a time, all that, whatever. And I was like, why, they couldn't find any volunteers from Canada or from Sarnia. And I have a feeling that they get credit for volunteering on their immigration shit, so that's why they do it. But anyway, and I was like, my kids, I have an autistic daughter, and she don't do lineups very well, and the guy didn't understand. Like I said, don't worry about it, I'll take care of her, and he kept trying to talk to her. I said, man, I was already annoyed enough because they only had one bouncy castle for the whole event. So I just like basically told them, stay away from me, please. I'll handle it. And we ended up leaving the event because my kid was upset, and it was a shitty event, surrounded by Indian dudes and children. It was weird. And I later found out that somebody called the cops for my behavior, right? All I did was, I think I was pretty, anyway, I don't think it warranted a police call at all. So that's what's going to happen now on the regular. You get people, let's say I criticize Indians a lot, right? Now they're going to start calling the cops and doing according to their hate bullshit guidelines. So it's just going to, then the real criminals are going to have a field day because they're like, cops are too busy going after Facebook posts so I can go do whatever I want, go rob and steal and do whatever. That's what's going to happen. And the court system is already backed up enough. It's not going to be able to handle this. All these frivolous cases. And also the whole free speech thing, which is kind of important for a country. So yeah, it's horrible stuff. So, and Pierre can talk all he wants about whatever government bureaucracy in this, but he hasn't said shit about this. He's not being an effective opposition leader at all. Anyway, so it's very disturbing. So I don't know what that is. Well, it's very disturbing stuff. So let's go to the stuff that's other stuff that's going on. But it's all connected. It's all connected. This is crazy. Indian student visa holder, Punjabi Sikh international student Jas Singh doesn't value the opportunities life in Canada has given him. Instead of gratitude, he disrespects our country laws and safety by driving his Corvette very recklessly, doing burnouts in subdivisions, racing around cars in town and hitting 240 kilometers while driving in oncoming lanes. He needs to be deported before he kills somebody. Yeah, these Indian guys in cars, I've seen them. They go to these car rallies, and the cops are do a lot to shut them down lately. They want because they kill each other with cars, especially fast cars. I said they might as well. An Indian student driving a Corvette, you might as well give him a loaded gun because he's gonna crash that Corvette. I bet you it's a rental or something. He probably rented it just to make a video or something. But look at this video here. The last thing we need is them making these kinds of videos because they're going to totally crash. So obviously he's got some kind of Instagram shit going on here. But this is what we're importing. Yes. I know they're reducing the immigration, the student, because it's a total fraud. But the ones that are here don't want to leave. This guy don't want to leave. He wants to keep doing this. He'll probably kill himself, but he might kill somebody else too. Give him might as well give him a loaded gun. If you want him. Great. A lot of that one's making the rounds. Here's a chart. I've seen this before, but it's still crazy. From 2020 to 24, this is during the height of COVID. Look at the disparity. India got over 550,000 permanent residents from India. They're 28% of the total. So it makes no sense. Why would you do this with the country that has infinity amount of Indians? You'd want to make them the largest block. You would think they would have a balance, like 7-7-7. So no group could take over, right? But no. And here's another thing. 3 out of 5 colleges named in OSAP fraud case are actually owned by India-based unauthorized immigration agent Gurinder Bhatti. I'm not going to read under that. I'm just going to say the whole college thing in Ontario, probably all of Canada, but it was a scam. They weren't students, they were immigrants. The colleges were greedy, they made a lot of money. And Doug Ford was premier all this time. He knew. Everybody knew. But the costs went to the municipalities and the people that lived in the cities that had these colleges. Like, so the colleges made money. The Indians got to leave shithole India. The government probably made money with, well, they accomplished their goal of bringing people in from other countries and calling them students. The implication that they're going to go back. And then they had this, basically plan to give them permanent residence, and now a lot of them are starting to the fraud is so obvious that they had to stop it. That's my opinion, and it's all scam. He didn't do anything to shut it up. Everybody knew. All right, here's the Spain. It's kind of a funny video on the Spain invasion, how Israel is cheering it on. Alright. We'll see the US thing, Iran, I think it's going to keep going, get worse. So we'll see. They still haven't gone all out bombing each other again, but I think they're getting close to it. Okay. Next. This is the Edmonton police thing, but it looks like they deleted it. Yeah, they deleted it. I'll find a copy of it. This is the one where they send all this stuff about how to report hate crime. So all these police forces, what I think they're doing is they're getting the C9, and their teams are having a plan on how to implement it. And this is, so basically they're sending out these notices to the public about how to report these hate crimes. And the ones that are going to be reporting them are the Indian groups that don't like free speech, and just any pro-immigrant groups. They're going after that. They're saying that's hate. They included that in their description. I want to get a copy of it here. Damn it. They deleted it. Okay, here it is. Edmonton Police Service posted examples of reportable non-criminal hate-motivated incidents such as online insults, offensive jokes. Yeah, online insults, offensive jokes, calls to send them back home, and I guess I'm screwed. And social media boycotts of companies supporting LGBTQ community. So basically, you can't be anti-LGBTQ, you can't be anti-immigrant, you can't offend anybody. The post drew sharp criticism for blurring the line between speech and crime, leading to its deletion, though the reporting page stays active, so that you can still report the crime. Tied to the new Bill C9 Combating Hate Act from June 2026. Police say tracking these helps understand community tensions, but critics worry it diverts resources and chills open debate on immigration and cultural issues. So it's didn't take long for Bill C9 to start. It's faster than I thought they were going to at least wait till the end of the summer. Here's another one. I'm going to find the Edmonton one. They deleted it. Canadian police are asking Canadians to file Windsor. So this is Windsor police. Windsor police are asking Canadians to file a police report for name calling, at which point they will help the victim start healing. This country is embarrassing. A judge will laugh this out of court, honestly. I don't know. Canadian judges here. A hate-motivated incident may be motivated. This is Windsor Police. And you know all these groups are going to use it, like, against nationalists and people who want Canada to stay, like, Canada. That's who's going to use this service. A hate-motivated incident may be motivated by the same factors as a hate crime, but does not reach the threshold of a criminal offense. These incidents may include name-calling, racial insults, or the distribution of material containing hateful language. In these situations, police will investigate to determine if an offense has occurred and provide support to victims. For example, a person yells a slur at someone and tells them to go back to your country. So this is, Edmonton said this too, the Edmonton Police. So this is Windsor Police. So it looks like they're all going off the same seminar notes that they were given. What happens after I file my report? When we receive a report of a hate incident, our specialized team immediately starts an investigation. We work with victims to support healing, explain the investigative process, and find ways to prevent further harm. Oh my God. This is what our police are doing. And this is when you see in the UK when the police show up at the door. Now, Durham Police. Oh, I don't like the flag. I'm not gonna. Okay, here's the Edmonton Police. Since deleted. So, hate motivate. I don't understand this. So, if it's non-criminal action committed against a person or property motivated in whole and part by hate, bias, or prejudice towards an identifiable group based on real or perceived race, national, whatever. Or the other side, so the hate-motivated incident is a non-criminal action. So why are you investigating it then? Oh my God. If you are reporting graffiti, please take a picture if possible and call the Edmonton Police Service non-emergency line, okay? How many people are they going to hire just to answer all these phone calls? Examples of hate incidents include verbal insults, name-calling, offensive jokes, and slurs. Insulting language used towards a particular race, national or ethnic origin, language, color of skin, religions. Okay, so basically everybody. I don't get it though. Like, it says hate-motivated incident. So maybe they're just collecting, I don't know. A non-criminal action committed against a person. So I guess if it's motivated by hate, you can get charged for it? I don't know. Next. Okay, this is Durham region. So they're basically going after, like, the police are going to spend all their time going after hate crimes. Hate bias motivated incident involves behaviors that are motivated by bias against a victim's color, race. Okay. So the example, an individual creates a social media post promoting the boycott of companies that support the 2S LGBTQI plus community. So what, you should be allowed to boycott companies if you don't like what, that they support degenerate behavior, like, I don't understand how that's police business, All right, Edmonton Police. Let's see. No, I don't like Mariel. All right, Edmonton Police. You typed it. Someone lived it. Online hate isn't just a comment. It hurts real people and harms real communities. Hate has no home here. So why are police doing this? Like, gosh, they should be out looking for rapists and murderers and fentanyl dealers. Okay. anyway, we'll have to keep an eye and see what other police forces get in, start acting like this. Horrible stuff. This is what we pay millions of dollars for. Our police here in Sarnia, I'm sure they'll be on board with this. They wanted like 100 million, 125 million to build a police station in Sarnia. I think they're going to build a police station in Sarnia to put people like who hurt people's feelings in jail, I guess. You need a new police station to put them there. Crazy. Okay, next. This is a Sarnia story. Brampton truck driver accused of trying to smuggle 281 bricks of cocaine worth between 5 and 34 million over the Blue Bar Bridge has been found not guilty of all charges. This guy, not guilty. And the story made him sound like this victim and how he can go on with his life in Canada and whatever. Ravinder Bir Singh, who wrote this? Yeah, Terry Bridge. Brampton truck driver accused of trying to smuggle 281 bricks of cocaine worth. So he was acquitted by Mark Poland. Mark Poland. And the reason he got acquitted was because they said, he didn't know the bricks. He didn't know the bricks were in the truck. So he basically picked the truck up. It was already ready. Picked the trailer up. It was already ready. And he drove it over the bridge. So he's a mule, basically. Whatever. Just at least deport him, at least. Find him not guilty and deport him. You're too stupid to check your own truck. Like, I know if I was... I don't know how the trucking industry works, but if I was carrying a full truck across the states, from the states into Canada, I'd want to know what's in it. I don't know how it works. Maybe it was already sealed and you can't get in it. I don't know. But basically, they're saying they couldn't prove that he knew it. There was no fingerprints. There was nothing connecting him to the cocaine. But I mean, he drove it over. So yeah. This judge, I seen him give other people easy, like, acquittals or whatever. He's woke. Mark Poland, whatever his name is. Horrible judge. A lot of bad judges in Canada. Alright, here's the Edmonton thing. I said, fuck the police. Like, NWA. But, I mean, not all police, but this kind of stuff. It's like, fuck that. We got so much other problems to worry about. Okay. The only thing I don't understand is, it's like, so basically I think it's like a non-criminal action. So it's something normally police wouldn't bother with. But now they're starting to collect it's like they're collecting an incident report. So if you get 3 incidents where you call somebody, you hurt somebody's feelings, you get in trouble. I don't know. Like, who knows who's making these rules? And speaking of, we have the Conservative Party of Canada. This is Michelle Rempel Garner, who's the immigration critic. This is what she said in 2022. So, the Great Replacement conspiracy theory is murderous, hate-fueled, white supremacist propaganda that must be firmly denounced in every corner of every political party. I do so today. If you espouse this belief, I stand against you. Okay. And she cut off her comments. This is from 4 years ago, but it just shows this is the Conservative Party. They ain't fixing nothing. They're basically saying to their supporters, don't criticize anything, any immigration or anything. And this is what she thinks of them: murderers, hate-fueled white supremacists. That's what she thinks of Canadians. Same with Pierre. All right. Well, there's Rob Ford. This guy should have been premier, except without as much crack. He had to cut down on the crack. He would have been a great premier. This is, I don't know, I just saw this video. Carabana in Toronto, yeah. This is Carabana weekend. Nobody got shot, but it was raining, so that's probably why. All right. Next. Speaking of conservatives, Pierre Polyev. So he won't say anything about the police acting like Bolsheviks and like going down the route the UK. He won't say anything like that. That's too hard. That's too controversial for him. But he'll worry about his listing Qatar Hezbollah as a terrorist entity because they're Israel's enemies. So, you know, he cares more about his Jewish bosses, like, than the millions of third world migrants flooding into Canada. So, like, they cause all this, you know, they bring all the, like, they push for open borders, and then they complain when their bioweapons misbehave, you know. And Pierre he won't say anything about anything like affecting Canadians, but when the Jewish community cries a little and has a little problem, he's right there. Tell me what's MP in the CPC is actually conservative. None. Yes. Michelle Rempel Garner is likely the biggest fraud that has ever worn a blue shirt. Yes. And she's the immigration critic. That's what we're dealing with. She's a fake anyway. She tried to act all tough on immigration, but she's totally open borders. Here's the Durham police encouraging people to report disrespectful comments and business boycotts under C9. So yeah, like how long before I get cops coming to the door? All it takes is one Indian who doesn't like, you know, if I say ban immigration from India and they don't like it, what are they going to call the cops now? Like, come on. It depends, like, how Sarnia police are going to handle this. I wish the Observer, if they're a real newspaper, they would do a story on that. Say, hey, Sarnia police, what are you going to do? Are you guys doing anything? And they could say no. They could say, no, we're not doing anything. Or they could say, yeah, here's our thing. So, it'll be interesting what they do here. Because I don't want no visit from the police. I have enough problems. I don't need the police knocking on my door. Next. This is Portage College in Alberta. But, you know, it might as well be Lambton College in Sarnia. These colleges basically saw the money, said how many Indians could we bring into Canada and charge them, and make money. And basically, they have like this. They had this whole program, like recruitment program and everything, and they played it like, look how good our institutions are. We got people from all over the world coming to learn at our institutions, and now it's just like they ruin their credibility, their reputations, by acting as immigration mills for Indians. And certain people in the racket, college executives, immigration consultants, Indians, because they got out of India. That's a win. They all made money, or they, you know, took advantage of the situation. Well, the municipalities and community, the people, had to deal with the offloaded costs like housing, healthcare, education, because of the influx of all these new people. So listen to her. This is one from Portage College, bragging how awesome they are to India.
Portage College. So we are located in Alberta, just north of Edmonton, and we consider ourselves a rural college, and we are about the Alberta advantage. So if you're looking for a college where you can come, learn, and work and live, we are your place.
So she said she didn't say anything about the college, how awesome the college is and how they can gain new skills to help India. She said come and work and stay in Canada. So basically, you know, they're implying like you come to our college, you're going to stay in Canada.
And so we have programming in health field, we have technical training programs in computer science, we have business programming. We have really, a close relationship with our students. We want our students to be successful. When you cross a graduation stage, that is when we combine all of our efforts and joy, and we know that we've done a really good job for you. So we're really working towards making your life here in Canada the best moment.
Your life here in Canada. Your life here in Canada. Like you're on a 2-year work permit or student permit for a shitty college. It's not your life in Canada.
And so come to Portage, and here's Danish. This is who you would be working with directly. So Danish is the person who works to make sure your application is processed quickly, that you're able to know that you have a seat in a program, and he is really here to help us make sure you're successful. So apply to Portage College, start your journey with us, and you never know, maybe you'll become one of our alumni, and that would be a wonderful thing, wouldn't it?
We are open for fall 26.
Oh, fall 26, exactly. So nursing, social work, addictions counseling, computer science. What else do we have?
Environmental technology.
Oh, of course. So come to us and you'll have a wonderful time. We are the true Canadian experience, and you'll even get to meet Eddie Rocks. He's our official mascot. So he's waiting to see you as well. Thanks very much.
So we are with High Touch Global. Joseph, thank you so much.
Okay, basically, every college has been doing that for the last 10 years. And now it's drying up. It advertises that one college in Canada with a fast processing time. Alright, next. Look at this, Doug Ford. Oh, God. Getting young people involved in sports is so important to help them and learn important skills like leadership and teamwork that will serve them throughout their lives. I want to thank Ontario Gurdwa's committee for bringing the Sikh community together to support youth participation in sport. So basically he went to the Sikh Games because he wants to turn Ontario into India. Look at this guy. Look at this traitor. He's even wearing the t-shirt. Oh. The Sikh Games. Welcome to India. Let's see what the comments say. Anything. Great replacement. Why is this needed? Anyway, he's a pander. He's just like all the other politicians. Horrible stuff. Horrible stuff. Alright, next. India media outlet First Post. Canada is tightening its immigration rules and looks like it's risking losing the very talent that helped fuel the economy. Its economy. Indians. Oh, I think that's a risk we're willing to take. Let's see what she says here.
So what changed? For several years, Canada was the dream for hundreds of thousands of young Indians. It was the land of opportunity. A world-class education, a job, and eventually permanent residency.
See, that's what they want.
That dream is changing. Canada is tightening its immigration rules, cutting permanent...
Do you hear what she said? So basically they expect... What'd she say?
Job and eventually permanent residence. Thousands of young Indians. It was the land of opportunity. A world-class education, a job, and eventually permanent residence.
A job and so we're talking about student visa, 2-year student visa. But they're talking job, permanent residence. Oh, wait.
That dream is changing. Canada is tightening its immigration rules, cutting permanent residency admissions, and warning international students of stricter work rules. And the biggest impact? Indians. So what changed? And is Canada losing one of its biggest sources of talent?
Our efforts are paying off, maybe.
Canada is tightening its immigration rules and looks like it's risking losing the very talent that helped fuel its economy.
Oh, yeah.
Indians.
Oh, no.
After years of record high immigration, Ottawa is now slowing things down. New data from Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada shows that the country admitted just over 147,000 new permanent residents between January and May this year. That is down more than 12% from the same period last year. According to the data, permanent residency admissions from India fell from more than 49,000 to just under 37,000.
Still too many.
That's a drop of nearly 25%.
Way too many.
In fact, of the overall decline of over 21,000 permanent residents, more than 57% came from the drop in Indian admissions alone. So why are Indians seeing the biggest drop? The answer is simple. It's because they were the biggest group to begin with. For years, India has been Canada's largest source of students, skilled workers and new permanent residents. For many middle-class Indian families, Canada offered a clear path to study, work and eventually get permanent residency.
Of course.
That is what made it one of the most popular destinations for Indian students. So when Ottawa decided to cut immigration, the largest group absorbed the largest share of the reductions.
Okay, guys.
All right.
For several years,
So, yeah, I guess that's a good thing that if they're saying this in India, how horrible this is, that the Canadian dream is vanishing for Indians, that's kind of a good thing. It means our efforts have been paying off. But it's still far from complete. Still far from complete. Okay, there's the Windsor again. They're telling people how to file reports, man. Oh, man. Do you know how many people are going to start calling the cops now, though? And they would never have called them before. Now they're going to be on the phone. Oh, my God. I'm going to be someone's totally calling the cops on me. Because if I see, if I'm in the, whatever. Another police force acting like Bolshevik wannabes against Canadian citizens. Like, the police really need to, I don't think the rank and file cops think this is good at all. Like, I think they think it's retarded. It's the politics, the political aspect of the policing that's pushing this. Okay. Third World Canada. 24-year-old just got charged with first-degree murder for gunning down a man in Brampton, Bakaram Balakumar of Scarborough. Shouldn't laugh. It's just a funny name. 2 more suspects still on the run. Canada's diversity as our strength experiment keeps importing people who treat the streets like a free-for-all for Death Festival. But I'm sure the experts will just blame the guns. Yeah, how are these guys getting into Canada, man? We're not getting the cream of the crop here. Brampton. Next. Here's some more recent immigration numbers. Oh, she just said that in the news report. Top PR for January to June, first 6 months, 60,000 for Indians. I don't know if that's true. Is that true? So the first 6 months they got of 2025, though that's last year, 60,000, and then the next one's Philippines at 13. So you can't have that imbalance. I don't know. It's obvious intentional that we're absorbing all India's surplus population. Like, that's not going to be good for Canada. I don't care. Traitors. Okay. Every picture of Fat Trudeau has a turban in it, nauseating. Oh, that's fine. Alright. I like this one. See, I was talking about the rank and file of police officers. Probably wouldn't agree with this. Here's this guy. As a retired police officer, I have concerns about that post. He's talking about the police post about hate incidents. Our job is to investigate actual crimes and protect public safety, not to solicit reports of offensive or unpopular opinions. Sometimes the unpopular opinions are the coolest ones. Drawing the line between protected speech and criminal conduct is critical, and encouraging the public to report mean tweets risks blurring the line and wasting limited resources. Hate that crosses into real threats or criminal harassment should be taken seriously, but policing ordinary offensive comments is not the role of the police. So like I said, when I kind of like, supposedly, like according to them, I insulted that Indian guy, which I didn't, I just like, he didn't clearly understand what I was telling him, so someone called the cops. You know, it wasn't a threat, it was just maybe I should have been nicer. Is that, you know, like, what the hell? Like, so basically they're going to say, if you're not nice, someone's going to call the cops on you. And the cops are actually going to take the call, which is crazy. Like, seriously, man. And then the cops always complain, like, oh, we don't have the resources, but they're doing this. You know, oh, we don't have the resources to stop the fentanyl. Oh. All right. Okay. So yeah, lots of reaction to that from the internet, not from the conservatives. I don't know. Conservatives are useless, man. We totally need a new party. I mean, I don't even think politics will fix anything, to be honest. So if the cops are going to start doing this already, it's like C9's like barely fresh off the presses, and they're already pulling this. They probably think it's a summer, so they can start doing it now. Nobody's going to care. But anyway, hopefully it's just a blip on the screen, and they find better things to do with their time. And then they go on other, but we'll see. So we'll keep an eye on it. Also, like the Regina thing, we'll see at the mosque. Just because the police gave them permission doesn't mean they'll actually do it. So who knows? But now that they're, it's interesting because now that the police are starting to get into the C9 business, they might actually, Regina might join and say, okay, if someone posts something negative about the mosque, they'll get charged with a hate crime. Like, it's not far-fetched. Like, this is the Canada we live in. Like, instead of worrying about fixing our problems with, you know, drug addicts and exploiting our natural resources, so like we're rich, instead of worrying about groceries, like instead of worrying about the meat, the real stuff that matters, that we're wasting our time on this. Like, it's so commie. It's Bolshevik level stupidity, and Bolsheviks will kill you. They'll have zero problems finding an excuse. Anyway, horrible stuff. I didn't think they'd do it. I thought they'd at least wait till the end of the summer. So what's the day? The next broadcast will be August 5th. August 5th, yeah. So gonna try and enjoy this movie. Try and enjoy tomorrow. Hopefully the cops don't come to your house. If they do, they do. We'll figure it. See how it goes from there. So until then, have a nice night and enjoy the rest of your weekend.